guys, Matt here from Laidlaw's Harley-Davidson. So right now I'm at the annual Harley-Davidson dealer meeting. So this is where they're showing off all the 2020 model year motorcycles. So I'm going to be taking you guys in here with me to the meeting and showing you some of the brand new stuff for the 2020 model year.
Alright, so let's do a walk around on all three colors here. So this first color is called Smoky Gray and Storm Cloud. So here's a shot of the front wheel. You do have a little bit different finishes on each of the three wheels. This is called a Tomahawk wheel. This was a brand new wheel design last year. It's a 19-inch wheel. So here's a shot of the front headlamps. So you do have the adaptive daymaker this year. The adaptive daymaker, it illuminates additional lights on the side as it senses that you're going into a turn and out of a turn. So it kind of adapts to the lean angle that you're putting into it. Here's a new thing as well, the seat. You've got like this cushion on the rider's seat now. It is sewn onto the seat, so you cannot take it off, but I don't think you're going to want to take it off. It's like a little additional like softer pad there that has a really nice like detailed stitching. There's a shot of the interfering. You know, you've got that smoky gray interfering there as well, and all LED tail lights, turn signals, and everything in the rear as well. You do, if you detach this tour pack, you do have to add turn signal strips on the back of your saddlebags. It is an option though, not from the factory, but from the parts and accessory catalog. So here's a shot of the Milwaukee 8, 117 cubic inch. That hasn't changed in a couple of years. So the 117 is back again, and it's all blacked out on this color, which is looking pretty sharp. And you've got the highway pegs on this bike as well with the lower leg fairings. And you've also got the twin cooled motor on this bike as well. So twin cooled engine pumping in coolant around the exhaust ports of the heads. So here's a little insignia graphics on the bike as well. So you got painted graphics on here as opposed to like those hard emblems that attach to the side of the tank. And yeah, you got the Kahuna collection on this bike as well. So the Kahuna collection is reference to the style of your grips, your floorboards, your shifter pegs, and everything else. You got the ventilator style intake, and you have the blacked out luggage rack on here. You also have Sirius XM satellite radio on this bike. You got to pay for the subscription, and you also have a CB radio on here as well. This next color is Moonlight Blue and Deep Sea Blue. It uses chrome and a satin chrome on all the finishes, like on the forks and the engine covers and everything. You can see the front forks here. That's a satin chrome. It's like a dull chrome. It's almost as if someone took a piece of sandpaper and rubbed real hard on a piece of regular chrome. So you can see here like the air cleaner cover, top rocker box covers, the exhaust, heat shields, cam cover, transmission cover. It's all that satin chrome. The Kahuna collection floorboards and brake pedal there is the chrome contrast as opposed to that black contrast. There's your CVO insignia there on the bottom of the saddlebag. I think that's really tastefully done. You can see the Kahuna collection there on the exhaust tip as well. So that's kind of cool. They tie in the Kahuna collection into the exhaust tips there. Now the grips, you know, Kahuna collection as well, heated grips of course. Got the chrome switch housings and everything on the controls, the hand controls. There's a shot of the seat. This bike happened to have the rider backrest on there as well. These CVO Limiteds do come with the rider backrest. So yeah, this looks like a really comfortable seat with that rider backrest with the additional pad there. So there's a shot of the headlights, the adaptive headlights. You got the regular Daymaker auxiliary lights as well. You got that blazing red lower rocker box covers there that kind of give it that highlight there with like the corresponding barn shields on the Kahuna collection. It's also got a dual zone heated seat, so rider and passenger seat are independent of one another. You got a high and low mode on there as well. Here's the third and final color. They call this Sand Dune. This is probably my personal favorite of the three colors. They also use this color on a CVO Street Glide as well. For those of you who have been following me for a while know that I had a 2014 Street Glide Special in sand camo denim, so I'm kind of partial to this color. They used all the blacked out cosmetics on this bike. Check out that emblem on the tank as opposed to being painted on. This is an outline of a barn shield, CVO emblem they've had for a couple of model years now. It's interesting, a lot of people have been trying to come into the shop and order that emblem for their personal non-CVO bike, and it is a VIN restricted part, so you can't get it unless you own a CVO. So here's the finishes on the exhaust, and you also see the pushrod tubes there. It's almost like this like dull bronze tone to it. I looked for about an hour to try to find the name of this finish. I couldn't find it, but it's like this nickel slash like bronze finish. I really am a big fan of that finish on the exhaust. They've actually used that on the CVO Street Glide and Road Glide now in a couple years past on certain colors, but I'm a big fan of that. So you've got the Sand Dune color matched interfering there as well. Luggage rack, of course, all blacked out. You also got the saddlebag guards there. The CVO paint job, the graphics there, it's a little bit different on the saddlebags. Here's the left side of the engine there. Kahuna collection in black, of course, 117 cubic inch on the derby cover there. You got the blazing red lower rocker box highlights still, and foot pegs, all Kahuna collection. See the lower legs there, the lower fork tubes? You've got that same kind of like that bronze finish. The wheel is really cool too. Again, it's Tomahawk wheel, but it's like a black with that same type of like bronze finish, like two-tone contrast. So yeah, big fan of that. I really like the use of that bronze, dark bronze color I keep talking about. So yeah, I like the paint scheme as well. I didn't see any fades this year. You know, last year they had this magnetic gray fade on the CVO Limited that I was a really big fan of. They also had the Mako Shark fade as well, which was a really cool color. So a couple other things brand new this year on the CVOs. You have the HD Connect. With your cell phone, you can connect to your bike to check out the vitals on it, like the tire pressure and how many gallons of gas you have left, and kind of review your trip and the mileage you've laid down that day. You've also got the RDRS, which is the Reflex Defensive Rider System this year. And basically what that is it's a collection of electronic chassis control items. That includes your ABS, your linked ABS, which isn't necessarily new, but it's part of this package. And then you've got cornering enhanced ABS, and you've also got traction control on this bike, and also cornering enhanced traction control. And you've also got the drag torque slip control, which the drag torque slip control, basically the instance of like rapid downshift or when your wheel isn't turning fast enough, it will sense that and it will add some torque to your wheel so that it can then regain traction. When that might happen is like if you're downshifting rapidly, or if you're on a really slick road and you have the throttle open and then you close the throttle all the way real quick and you have like some engine braking that causes you to lose traction. That's when the drag torque slip control will pop in. You've also got the tire pressure monitoring system on this bike, which isn't anything new. You've had that feature now on these bikes for the past like 4 or 5 years, but it's kind of a collection of all those things. You also have a vehicle hold mode as well, which if you're on like an incline, maybe on like a steep hill or something like that, you apply the brake real hard and it engages the hold mode so the bike doesn't roll backwards when you're trying to let out the clutch and take off. So it just makes things a lot easier when you're on hills. You've also got, with the CVO, comes with the CVO bike cover. You also have the WIM, which is the wireless headset interface module, which is basically the way that the bike communicates to a wireless headset. This bike does come with 2 wireless headsets, and it's the 30K, which is the newer Senna headset that Harley-Davidson uses. And all the saddlebags on this are all like electronic remote locking, so the keys are really cool on these bikes as well. It's like a flip out barrel key, and then you've got a lock and unlock on your key fob, so you can kind of remotely lock everything. And so yeah, the CVOs, like I mentioned already, they come with Sirius XM satellite radio, and you also have the CB on here as well. And then of course the new infotainment 6.5 GTS system that just came out last year you have on this bike as well. So everything from your navigation, your GPS, you have Apple CarPlay on this as well. Everything's all Bluetooth enabled on here as well. So yeah, pretty much for those of you who aren't familiar with the CVO or custom vehicle operations line of Harley-Davidson, every year Harley-Davidson picks 3 or 4 different bikes and gives them the CVO treatment. You know, it's predominantly the touring bikes that Harley-Davidson does this to, although they do from time to time slip in a Softail in the lineup. I'd like to see a Softail in the lineup actually. I'd love to see them do like a Lowrider S CVO or like a Fat Bob CVO or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. But Harley-Davidson just throws everything they've got at these bikes as far as the bigger engine, the more premium finishes, the really fancy paint, better lighting, better electronics like stereo equipment and things like that, which I should probably mention. This has the Boom Audio Stage 1 on it with 75 watts per channel, so 300 watt amp, 4 speakers, 75 watts per channel on here. And you know, you also got little things like special keys and covers and headsets on the touring bikes and things like that. So the CVO line is Harley-Davidson's ultra premium line of motorcycles, where you know, they usually sub out and do different bikes every year, although they almost always do a limited every single year. And then lately they've been doing the Street Glide and Road Glide pretty much exclusively, so it's kind of been interesting. They usually only run a bike for 2 or 3 years in a row and then take it out, although they did take out the Road Glide this year, and they brought in the trike. And the trike this is actually the first year since 2009 when the trike came out that they've done the trike in a CVO version. But anyways guys, let me know what color you like the most. Personally, I like the sand dune, but I don't think that everyone's gonna like the sand dune. I think most people might like the smoky gray. I don't know. I think the blue looks really sharp too, but let me know what your favorite color is in the description below, and let me know what you think of the CVOs this year. Thanks a lot for watching guys. Take care. Bye bye.